Once you are done tracing the outline of your shapes, you're going to let your teacher know, and they are going to help you set up your table for paint. The first step is to outline the shape that you drew with little brush strokes, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You are going to dip your brush into paint, and then you are going to create an outline by pressing your brush down on the edge of your shape. Once your paint starts to run out, you can flip your brush over. And once your paint runs out again, go ahead and dip your brush back into the paint. This is a good time to really take your time and make sure that you are getting all of those edges. That's going to make your shape look even more interesting. If you want to switch colors as you're outlining the shape, that is something that you can choose to do. The most important thing is that you rinse your brush and scrape off the water. You want to make sure you scrape the water off of your brush, otherwise your colors are going to get more transparent. They're going to become more see-through if you mix water in with the paint. So you could dip your brush into a different color and do that color for a little while. And then if you wanted to switch to another color, make sure you rinse your brush out in between colors and scrape all of the water off of your brush. You want your brush to be almost dry. So I could move to a new color if I wanted to. Or you could do the same color for the whole outline. It's up to you. Once you're done outlining your shape, you are going to fill in your shape using those same brush strokes. So what I would do is I would dip my brush into the paint, and then I would fill in that shape by almost going in rows. So I would keep painting all the way across to fill up my shape with little tiny brush strokes. If you want to switch colors, you can do that on the inside also. Just make sure you rinse out your brush, scrape almost all of the water off of your brush, and then you can move and switch to a different color. Your shapes are going to show up and look really cool if you fill them up with a lot of dots. You can see I've got a lot of these brush strokes packed into my shape. That's going to make my shape stand out once my painting is finished. Once you are done filling the inside spaces of your shapes, you are going to start filling in the background part of your artwork. I would choose colors for the background that you haven't used inside of your shapes. That way your shapes will show up because there's going to be contrast between the colors inside your shapes and the colors outside of your shape. So I picked purple to start my background because I haven't used purple inside either of my shapes. In order to start the background, I'm going to dip my brush into the paint, and then I'm going to outline the outside part of my shapes by doing little dots, little brush strokes to go all the way around the edge of the outside of my shape. When I run out of paint, I'm going to load up my brush with a little more paint, and then I'm going to continue outlining the outside part of my shape using a different color than the colors that I used inside my shape. I would continue to outline this part of my shape, and then I can start working on filling in all of these outside spaces. I could use the color that I already used to outline, and I could fill in those parts with that same color. Remember, you want to take your time. We are not going to finish this painting today. We're going to have at least one more day to work on this painting. You will have plenty of time to finish it. So make sure that you're working kind of slowly. The more time you take for these parts, the more interesting your artwork is going to look at the end. If you want to switch colors for your background, you absolutely can. Just make sure you rinse out your brush, scrape off the extra water, and then you can use a different color for other parts of your artwork. I dripped a little bit, but that's okay because I can just cover those drips up with some brush strokes. Oh no. So I would fill in my background using different colors or the same color. It's up to you how you want to create your background. If you, like me, if you made a little mess by accidentally dripping into a different color, just raise your hand, let your teacher know, and they can show you a trick for cleaning out that color from your paint tray. Once you are finished filling the whole background with brush strokes, let your teacher know and they will let you know what the next step is in art today.